Of course, as promising as a new drug or treatment may seem, entering a clinical trial is a decision to consider carefully. You may want to think about such things as cost you may be responsible for, time commitments, and the number of doctor visits required.
One concern in considering clinical trials is the cost involved. Some insurance companies state that they don't cover experimental treatments. Before you participate in a clinical trial, check with your insurance company about whether this expense is covered by your plan. Insurance coverage is not always a requirement. Even those who are uninsured may be able to participate in clinical trials. Assistance may be available through sources such as the group running the trial or Medicare. You also can talk to a nurse or a social worker from the study. They will help you be sure of how costs for participation will be covered.
When you're considering participating in a clinical trial, your current doctor may be able to help you. Here are some questions you may want to ask. Find out about the trial. How long will it last? What's involved? And what are the possible side effects or risks? What are the costs? And what will you need to pay for as opposed to your insurance company? How will the trial impact your daily life, including the time and travel commitments you'll need to make? What other treatment options are available, and how do they compare to the treatment in this trial? Patients in clinical trials are monitored very closely. In some trials, patients may have to come in more frequently for tests and checkups. Sometimes these demands can mean a greater commitment in terms of time and travel.
Most patients find that life as they know it changes during a clinical trial, much as it does with standard cancer treatments. Many people have to cut back on work and family activities. Although the change may only be temporary, for active people, it can be difficult.
You may have to travel a long distance. Is it going to fit into your lifestyle? You may be the breadwinner of the family. How's that going to impact? And all of that has to be laid out before the patient so that they can decide.
I didn't go into this without any fear, trust me, but I feel like the fear made me more aggressive in my treatment, and now has given me a peace of mind that I have done the most that I can do to battle this disease.
During the decision-making process, many patients find it helpful to gather as much information as possible from every available source.
If you want to know the truth, I actually make my decision upon the recommendation of my doctor.
I would also suggest that if a doctor recommends you for a trial, to ask him for some names of people that have already been through it. I had quite a few people call me who were on the line, trying to decide whether they should go into it or not. And I tried to give them the best information that I could.
Doctors are one key source of information, but not the only source.
Many patients will go on the internet, check the newspapers, and go to the library. They'll research the disease themselves to find out the state-of-the-art information.
Many cancer patients find the reward of taking part in a clinical trial goes beyond improving their own health.
When Wilbur first mentioned the fact that he wanted to participate in this trial, I thought it was a good idea, but if you don't volunteer to help to advance medicine, we'll be at a standstill. By volunteering, you're helping not only yourself, but you're helping many others.
I think I'm very, very fortunate to have a doctor that I have. He was a young, aggressive doctor. I mean, he was a doctor who believed that you looked at the new technologies in dealing with cancers.
We wanted the latest medication, the latest procedures, the latest information that we could get.
He just wanted to get well, and that was the main thing. And if this was going to help him, this is what we would have done, you know.
Choosing to participate in a clinical trial is a big decision. The process itself can take great strength, and not everyone benefits, but many do.
I feel support for people who are coming after us. And that's why I'm here today, to try to help. And I would highly recommend to anybody who's offered a chance to participate in a clinical trial. You're helping others, and you're helping yourself.
The key to remember is it's bad when you're there, but when you're finished, there's a real sense of accomplishment in that you've done all that you can possibly do to battle the disease.
I hope more people participate in trials so that we can move knowledge in the field forward faster, so we can deliver the new treatments that are coming along. This is going to become more and more important in the upcoming decade.
In fact, it'll be important to everyone, at every age and in every place, because cancer touches all of us. and cancer clinical trials benefit all of us.
Basically, there are two reasons why I participated in clinical trials. One is entirely selfish, because I may benefit from them. The other is that the treatments I've received that have kept me alive this long, someone had to do the clinical trials to get those going, and I have benefited from them. So if I can push the baton along the line a little bit, I'm going to do it.
15 years ago, when I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, I was presented with the idea of joining a clinical trial. Because I was not given all of the information about a clinical trial, what it entailed, and I was there by myself when the question was posed to me, I decided not to join the clinical trial based on a lack of information.
How many times can you do something that's helpful to you, but unselfish to other people too?
How can you find out cures without going through this process? Somebody has to do it, and I'm willing to do it.
For more information about clinical trials or to find a trial you may be eligible for, call the National Cancer Institute's Cancer Information Service at 1-800-4CANCER or visit them on the web at www.cancer.gov/clinicaltrials.